Hi everyone, it's your girl Tamkin Spice and I'm back with another video. This time we're going to be talking about acne scars, specifically my husband's acne scars. He's been struggling with it for most of his adult life and we finally decided, he's married to Tamkin Spice, why can't we solve this problem? Absolutely we can solve this problem. We're going to be talking about what type of acne scars he had, how each of these scars needed different types of treatment, what we decided to do. Then we're actually going to go together to some of his treatments to show you exactly what we did. We're going to talk about the price. I'm always going to disclose to you how much I paid for everything. This video is not sponsored, so you're going to know how much I paid for everything. And of course, we're going to talk about whether or not it was worth it. And from the beginning, I can probably tell you it was absolutely worth it, which is why I'm making this video. So without further ado, let's get started. So first we're going to talk about actually understanding what the problem is. With that, we do have to talk about the source of his scars. So his scars was caused by two different problems. One was like teenage and young adult acne, and the second thing that was causing his scars was actually ingrown hairs in his cheek and beard area. So he is African American, so when his hair grows and his beard is very curly, it will curl back in and cause scarring and acne, where honestly, once you're done with your general acne, hormonal acne, this is irritation acne. So those were the two causes of his scars. I just want to real quick talk about the types of scars that he had. There are two general types of acne scars that happen. One is hypertrophic scars and the other is atrophic scars. Marcus had atrophic scars, and I want to talk to you about the different type of scars that he had. So the first type of scar that we needed to go in and treat was a rolling scar, which generally is a scar where when you're healing from your acne, proteins that provide structure to the skin actually recede and decrease in size, causing your area in your skin to actually dip. So those are called rolling scars. The next type of scar is called an ice pick scar. And this is when you have cystic acne. Cystic acne is really deep in your tissue. So when the cystic acne finally goes away, what happens is you're left with a much deeper scar. And they're called ice pick scar because it looks like an ice pick hit it. So Marcus had a ton of ice pick scars that we needed to treat. The third type of atrophic scar that Marcus had was a boxed scar. And generally 20 to 30% of acne scars are box scars. It's a pretty general type of scarring. A lot of folks have it sometimes, resolves itself often, but with Marcus it didn't. And all of these atrophic scars can be treated with similar things. And the treatments are generally subcision, which is going in and cutting those collagen bands that are holding the scar down and creating the dip. Excision, which if it's a hypertrophic scar, they can cut it out. Or if it's atrophic scars, they can cut the whole area out and remove the skin, which is a little extreme. Fillers, which you've seen in a lot of my videos, I talk about fillers, and fillers can be used to fill any kind of volume loss, which not only is your under eye, your cheeks, and your chin, but it can be your acne scars. So fillers is a really great solution. And microneedling is also really good because what it does is it induces collagen and it helps a little bit with the subcision as well while removing the skin. All the little scabs that are caused on top will reveal new skin after. So some of the less effective treatments that still help are microdermabrasion, which you can get at a salon or a spa, as a facial, just removes the top layer of your skin, as well as laser resurfacing, which we didn't really do for Marcus because his scars were more of the, up and down on his skin versus just darker spots. He did have darker spots and we'll talk about those. So let's talk a little bit about hypertrophic scars. Hypertrophic scars just means hypertrophic. It is getting bigger. So Marcus did not have any hypertrophic scars, but hypertrophic scars just include keloids and just plain hypertrophic scars and can generally be treated with a lot of different things, and steroids has been one of the most effective treatments on my own hypertrophic and keloid scars from my tummy tuck. If you haven't seen that video, check it out. On top of the hypertrophic and atrophic scar discussion, we need to also just talk about dark spots, because as acne comes and goes or irritation comes and goes, there's dark spots and marks that are left on his skin that also needed to be treated as part of his kind of holistic treatment program. And Because we were able to step back and talk to the doctor about all of these different things that were going on in the skin, we were really able to tailor the solution that he needed to be able to get his skin looking good again. I mean, his skin looks great, but he wanted to be able to treat the acne scarring issue in order to feel more confident in his skin. So now that we know what the problem is, let's talk about what the solution was for us. So there's going to be 5 steps that I'm going to talk about. That was our plan of action to get his skin looking amazing regardless of what type of scars he had. So step 1, we needed to treat the source of the acne. Obviously Marcus was not having, like hormonal acne anymore. He was an adult, we're in our mid-30s. But what was happening is the ingrown hairs that were coming out of his beard and kind of growing on his little cheek area, they were causing a lot of irritation and a lot of scarring. They would leave him with, like cysts, like a folliculitis, or like cause cystic acne that would like go away and leave another scar. So it was getting really bad. So we needed to make sure that we were treating the source of the problem. In this case, it was the hair growth. So what we did was we signed up for a package of laser hair removal treatments against his beard line and on his neck as well, because he was also getting acne on his neck. And that ranges for about like $25 per session. We paid about $300 for a package deal, and we started him immediately. And those sessions were once every 6 weeks until the hair was not growing as often anymore, and we assessed when we were ready to move on to the next steps. So in this case, we spent about 3 to 4 months doing laser hair removal treatments before moving on to the next step. Step 2, the doctor actually, when the hair wasn't growing as often anymore, decided to go in and do some subcision and fillers. So remember, we talked about that as one of the best treatments for rolling scars. So subcision is when the doctor actually goes under the skin with either a needle or a scapula. In this case, it was just a needle, and slices the actual collagen fibers that are holding the skin down and creating those dips. So the doctor went in and he moved the needle around, and it was pretty painful for Marcus, but he dealt with it like a big boy. And he was able to allow the skin and the dermis to be able to heal and, hopefully heal in a flatter position than a dip position. So that was the subcision. Also, the doctor went in and did a round of fillers. So we did 1 syringe, 1 cubic centimeter of Bellatoro as a filler, and he went in really, really surface level and treated each area of the scars, some of the box scars as well. And it was 1 syringe of filler for about $650. And we did around 2 sessions. So the first session was, like half the syringe, and the second session we used the second half of the syringe. The doctor just wanted to see how is he going to react? Is he going to need more? Is he going to need less? It's better to do like less is more approach. So you go in, you fill as much as you can, then the swelling sets in, so you don't know how much more you can do. Might as well wait 2 weeks, come back and do the rest. So we did some fillers. After the fillers, we had a discussion with the doctor about what are we going to do next, because you can only do so much with fillers and laser hair removal, right? What are we going to do about the ice pick scars and the rest of the box scars? The doctor then decided to move to the next step of our plan, which was to be able to treat those deeper scars as well as the dark spots. So he prescribed to us HYDROQUINONE 6%, which Marcus was going to use every single day for the next 2 months as we prepared to do our radio frequency microneedling treatment next. So it's really juicy. RF microneedling is super hot in the market right now. It's great for so many things. It's great for scars, is the number 1 thing it's being treated for. It's also great for getting your skin tight again, burning a little bit of fat in certain areas like the jowls and like the double chin area. But what we were going to use it for is to do the skin reconditioning and a little bit of resurfacing. So we knew we were going to do radio frequency microneedling. The device was going to be Genius RF, which was owned by the company Lutronic. And Genius, what it does is there's a device that has a handheld part of it, which has many, many needles. Each of these needles actually has radio frequency that is applied at the tip of the needle. So what happens essentially is your skin is stabbed by these needles, and once the needles are inside of your skin, the tip of the needle releases radio frequency under the skin. So the damage is not caused to the surface, which leaves the scarring minimal. And underneath the skin in the dermal layer, the radio frequency is applied, and that is where you get collagen induction. Your skin starts to heal, and come back from the burn and produce more collagen, while at the same time the old collagen has been broken down by the radiofrequency microneedling combined. So because radiofrequency emits heat, people of darker skin color like myself and my husband, we have to be very careful, because what can happen is there can be something called post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, which is like we're trying to treat scars and dark spots, but then we don't want to end up with more dark spots that are caused by, your inflammatory response in your skin. So what we had to do was we used the hydroquinone for the dark spots, as well as treat the areas right here in the upper cheek is where we're going to treat. He was using the hydroquinone to treat those areas to help the melanin just stop producing in those areas. And that way, when we went in and did the RF microneedling, the areas would be less likely to produce melanin or any kind of post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation or dark spots after the fact. So we did 2 months of prep. So all of that was step 3. Then finally, when it was time, 2 months of preparation had passed, we went on to step 4. And step 4 was the actual day that we did the radiofrequency microneedling. And that was an ordeal. It was like 3 hours, the whole thing. It was an arduous process. The doctor was very careful, and we went step by step with everything we did. And I'm going to talk to you about this entire experience, which is super juicy. So here we go. The RF microneedling with all of these subcomponents was $1,000 for just his upper cheeks. So because we spent so much money on all this prep and all this procedure, I wasn't going to let him just go outside and prance around in the sun. He was going to stay home, and we were going to get that skin looking good. So that's exactly what we did. Now, whole journey, step 5, rinse and repeat. So it's kind of an incremental process. Obviously, you can see that just doing 1 session of RF microneedling had amazing results. But remember, we did the laser hair removal, we did subcision, we did fillers, we did RF microneedling, we did the stem cell exosomes, and we did red light therapy. And now, he's protecting his skin by minimum using SPF 50 every time he goes outside. So there's a lot that we did in these last 6 months, but these results, I believe, are worth it. I wanted to let you know our total cost for his skin for these last 6 months of treatment have been $2,110. And this is not the end. We're probably going to go in and do at least 1 more RF microneedling session for another $1,000 sometime in the future. I do want to give his skin the time to heal. He's still in the healing process of it, but probably 6 months down the line, we'll go back and we'll do it 1 more time. Do I think that this was worth it? I think so, and I think he thinks so too. Honestly, he doesn't see that much of a difference, but look at this picture. Just look at it. Just look at it for a second. I see a really significant improvement. It's been a journey. It's been like 6 months of torture for him. He complains every time we have to go to the med spa and do something new or do another laser treatment. But honestly, I think the improvement is so good and it's so worth it. And treating acne is one thing and treating scars is a whole another animal. And I'm just really glad that we're in a place where we have the technology to be able to do these new treatments, and that I'm able to come to YouTube and tell you about it, so maybe you can, know that there's options out there for you. So that's what I have for you guys today. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and it really helps me if you subscribe and like this video for my algorithm. As a small YouTuber, I am here to make as many awesome videos for you as I can about all these new technologies. Again, I talk about tools and tech for body and beauty. So if you like this video, please hit the like button. And if you want more, please hit the subscribe button and leave me a comment below to tell me what more topics you're looking for, because I'm, hey, I'm catering to you guys. Thank you for watching, and I hope that you have a wonderful day and you achieve all the goals that you set forth for yourself. Thank you. Bye.